Let's talk about Trump versus McConnell, the fight we've all been waiting on. Donald Trump rips Mitch McConnell as he seeks to exert leadership after the impeachment trial. Donald Trump attacked Senate Minority Leader, that's a new title for him, Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, the GOP's highest-ranking elected official, after comments he made about Trump's culpability for the insurrection at the U.S. Capitol on January 6th. The Republican Party can never be respected or strong with political leaders like Senator Mitch McConnell at its helm. Did you hear that quote right there? The Republican Party can never again be respected or strong with political leaders like McConnell. I mean, this is, gloves are off. They are talking trash. The statement came 3 days after McConnell criticized Trump over the attack on the Capitol, although he voted to acquit him at the impeachment trial. McConnell said he did so because he did not think it was constitutional to hold an impeachment trial for a former president. The Senate Republican leader held Trump responsible for the attack, saying his false claims of fraud in the election he lost to Joe Biden inspired extremist followers to commit violence. The insurrectionists he's talking about. Quote unquote from McConnell, this was an intensifying crescendo of conspiracy theories orchestrated by an outgoing president who seemed determined to either overturn the voters' decisions or else torch our institutions on the way out. This is McConnell versus Trump. Here's this is basically what you have here is McConnell who believes in institutions. I mean, McConnell, he looks like a turtle. He's you can still go on but one thing he does respect is the rule of law and institutions, and he's basically called out Trump, saying you don't respect either of that. You don't respect the will of the people. You don't respect institutions. Came out and just ripped into. Did you see the speech?
McConnell?
Yeah, McConnell's speech. He ripped into Trump, but then obviously in typical McConnell fashion, voted not to impeach him. Because you can't impeach a
non-sitting president.
Non-sitting president. So then Trump basically came out and he said, listen, with leaders like this guy, the Republican Party ain't going nowhere. So whose side you got? You got Trump's side, you got McConnell's side, you got to pick a side.
Well, with Trump, you get the highlights, you get the bluster. So here he called McConnell a dour, sullen, and unsmiling political hack. I mean, that's good writing. I got to give him credit for that. I mean,
he did not say those words.
Those are the exact.
No, I'm saying he didn't come up with those words.
Maybe he did. I'm not sure.
What was the quote?
He called McConnell a dour, sullen, and unsmiling political hack.
We've heard Donald Trump speak.
Okay.
He's never used a dour, sullen.
But here's the thing.
He's like, he's a loser. He's not say those words. Okay.
But Donald Trump isn't just doing this for, to get his name out there. There's more to this. And one of his problems with McConnell is his wife, Elaine Chao, right? Yeah. Who served in the cabinet as the transportation secretary. So he felt because of the influence of his wife on McConnell that they're incapable of being tough on China. And that was basically the crux of his argument once you get past the personal attack.
You think this is somehow related to China with the McConnell and he remarried an Asian woman
here's
and that whole
thing? Here's a quote.
Yeah?
Trump literally said this in this release. He goes, likewise, McConnell has no credibility on China because of his family's substantial Chinese business holdings. And he went in there to talk about it, and McConnell's wife does.
Yeah, but he selected her to be part of his cabinet, so he knew what he was doing. He looked at her and he said, yep, you're from China. What's up? Let's do it.
Yeah, so the rest of his quote was, he will never do what needs to be done or what is right for our country. Where necessary and appropriate, I will back primary rivals who espouse making America great again. So this
but he just won a re-election. He's going to be there for another 6 years? How long how long?
No, this is a quote from Trump in here. So
that's what I'm saying about McConnell, primary rivals, but McConnell just got re-elected.
No, what Trump's saying here is, where necessary and appropriate, I will back primary rivals who espouse making America great again and our policy of America first. So he's saying, McConnell disciples, he's going to put money in to get them out. Like they're not good for the Republican.
McConnell disciples.
Yeah, so you ask yourself, is this Trump trying to flex a little bit and say, I am going to be impactful over the next few years. I am going to have a say in this next election. If I'm not running myself, I'm going to be the leader of this Republican Party, and I think that's part of it. And then the last thing is, you had to ask yourself, how's Trump going to communicate without Twitter? And he did this all on a release, essentially, that he sent to the media.
He'll figure out a way.
And he still got his message out, right?
Who's got more control currently in the Republican Party? Currently, McConnell or Trump?
Well, I mean, McConnell has it inside Washington, D.C., but who's got the support? I don't know. We'll find out. But
Trump's got the base, obviously.
He still has his
McConnell's got his
question.
What do you think about this?
I think
McConnell versus Trump.
I think it all comes down to control. Obviously, it seems like McConnell's trying to get past the Trump era and return to normalcy, if you want. Trump's trying to stay relevant. He's trying to stay influential. Whether he's just trying to stay relevant enough to have a good position to run in 2024, or if he's trying to full on become the godfather of a new Republican Party. We'll kind of have to wait and see, but it seems like there's obviously an argument there. And Trump does still have money that they didn't use on the campaign. I think it was like $100 billion or something like that.
Renovate a few hotels
for what?
That, couldn't you?
No, I think $30 billion or something.
What's he going to do with the money?
This is his campaign money.
War chest.
The war chest that he never fully went into.
What's he going to do with it?
He can promote campaigns for rivals of McConnell's peeps.
Just can't build a hotel.
No. He can't use.
They tore down his Atlantic City casino today. No, Atlantic
yesterday,
City Hotel
yesterday.
yesterday. Okay.
Yesterday.
So this is going to be interesting. If the Republican Party ever wants to get back into the good graces or in the White House, would you not think that Trump and McConnell are going to have to kind of work together on this? Right?
I don't know if McConnell's going to be here that much longer, maybe. But I think it answers a bigger question, too, is Trump going to be able to communicate? Now, it's different than Twitter, where it's nonstop and it's constant. And this was 622 words, this statement, right? How many words can you do on a tweet right now? This would take a few tweets. It would take a while. So he's still able to get his message out, but it just doesn't bombard the day and stop everybody in their tracks. I mean, he might be able to get one or two of these out a week as opposed to every hour he's sending a message like he used to.
A little segue here. You know whose opinion I would actually genuinely love to have heard on this would have been Rush Limbaugh's. Respect to to Rush Limbaugh. He was in the news recently, passed away at 70 years old. It was it lung cancer? After a year-long, last year he received the Presidential Medal of Freedom. We're not going to go too deep on this topic, but this is a topic that he would have a field day with. McConnell, who he's been, outspoken against for years. He was obviously a big Trump advocate. He would have been an interesting opinion on this. But the McConnell-Trump battle is I think, something that'll be continuing for the years to come. I don't think either of them are done weighing in on everything that happened. But McConnell was very clear. He said, Trump, you did this. You promoted the lies. You were the conspiracy theorist. You provided the fuel to the fire of the insurrectionists who raided the Capitol. And I think that McConnell, at the end of the day, believes in institutions. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes.
So if you enjoyed this little short segment from the podcast that we did, here's another short segment to watch. Or if you want to see the entire podcast, click over here. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.